if you could send one guy down to NXT, who would you send down? Besides
any
like,
brand,
we're
right?
talking
Any brand.
Yeah, we're talking like full. We're not talking what I just talked about with Dolph Ziggler. No, we're talking about like a full revamp. Like you're going down to NXT, you're gonna wrestle on TV, wrestle for the title, stuff like that.
At NXT.
Yes,
Completely different gimmick, different name, different everything.
Maybe not different like name and stuff, but like someone who could use some work that you need to send down there to get a revamp. Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really good question. A really obvious one is Apollo Crews. To change anything and everything about him, sadly. Also Dolph Ziggler, sadly. Who else?
Why did Apollo kick Enzo in the head not that long ago? Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he kicked Enzo in the head. I'm like, oh, he turned heel, but then he didn't.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh.
Do you have an answer as far as who you would send down?
I do. Here's what I would do. I would send down. Let me get my. Well, on the main roster, I would probably send down. Oh man, now I'm stumped. All right, I'm gonna go 205 Live. I'm gonna send down TJP. I'm gonna send
I forgot
down
about those guys.
Drew Gulak. I'm gonna send down Mustafa Ali, and I'm gonna send down another cruiserweight that needs help.
Here, after that, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do they totally should they totally just ditch cruiserweights and just stop?
Just stop.
Like,
no,
just put them on the main card. Have them be regular wrestlers. Like, call them cruiserweights, but not have to have them have a brand or a show.
Yeah, I would. Well, no, I wouldn't ditch the division, and I wouldn't really ditch 205 Live. But all those guys I just mentioned, I think people are bored by them. They don't care about them in the slightest. So I would send them to NXT so people can care about them. And they can.
The only problem is no one cares about them because no one watches the show.
Well, you know, when they show up on Raw, you should be like, oh, who are these guys? But instead you're like, oh, who are these guys?
Yeah, I guess.
And, you know, you could maybe send Noam Dar down to, sadly, Rich Swann. I'd send all those guys down, right? I'm not kidding. I'd send all of them down. And you might be like, oh, hey, there's no, what do you call it? There's no cruiserweights left. Yeah, well, I would bring up Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know if Eric Young is 205, but you could bring him up. Hideo Itami. I don't know who. Oni Lorcan. I'm just looking through the NXT list here. Pretty much all these cruiserweights from NXT are stuck in limbo that you can do so much more with. I would put them. I'd put them in 205 Live. And Eric Young is not 205. We can't do it. But all those other guys, I feel like they'd get more of a reaction. People would be more interested in watching the show if those guys are on the show regularly.
Yeah.
That's just my take.
I agree. I'm not sure I'd watch 205 Live only because it's just so much wrestling, but maybe it would cause me to tune in every now and then at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what you should. Yeah, that's what it should be. We should be like, oh,
205 Live, even no matter what, will never be a show. Like anyone's watching week to week.
Mm-hmm. You should at least want to watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah. So that was the Joe and Shop Show. This was a very technically difficult episode.
We got it though. We got it. I thought it was a pretty good show.
I thought it was pretty good. We had some actual, even during the show, some delay. Honestly, it was pretty much a wreck for the first hour we were trying to film this. Even during it, some parts, I'm just glad we made it through. If there was anything odd about this episode as far as technically, we apologize. We'll be back swinging next week. You'll see the videos on YouTube. And make sure, if you're listening to this on Google Play, just understand that you can listen to this on Stitcher, and you can listen to this on iTunes. And you can watch us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Joe and Shop Show.
Way to plug.
Nothing was
Nice
plugged
go.
in today, apparently, because none of our audio was working. See you guys next time.
See ya.
See you. We're really good.